I know I throw the words game changer a lot as a joke. However, the newest news about Assetto Corsa EVO are actually game changing, but not in a positive way. On their official Discord, they release a new update that states a lot of things that might be worrying for a lot of the viewers. After careful evaluation and many internal conversations, we have decided to move away from the current career mode and in-game economy systems. This means features such as XP, virtual currency, and economy-based progression will no longer be part of the experience. This decision wasn't taken lightly, but it allows us to focus on building a clearer, more authentic experience that better reflects what our community values and supports the long-term vision of the game. Rather than simply removing the structure, this change allows us to replace the career modes with experiences that are more directly focused on driving and the improvement. The single-player experience will continue to grow through a completely reworked driving academy designed to be a meaningful tool for learning, improving driving skills, and mastering cars and tracks. Alongside this, we are investing in a set of competitive features and special events built around online leaderboards, hot stints, and other focused game modes. These experiences are designed to offer clear goals, replayability, and healthy competition without the limitations of traditional economy systems. By simplifying the overall structure, we gain more freedom to focus on what matters most behind the wheel: driving quality, racing, and simulation depth. It also allows the team to move faster and spend more time polishing systems that many of you care deeply about, including deeper racing and simulation systems, strong modding foundations, future community-driven multiplayer options, richer and more flexible single-player content, competitive features and special events based on leaderboards and time-based challenges, free roam development, and ongoing user interface improvements. While the original career mode won't be part of the final direction, providing meaningful structure for solo play remains very important to us. Our goal is to guide progression through skill, learning, and competition rather than through artificial economy, while continuing to support well-received features like vehicle tuning. Release 0.5 is a meaningful step forward in variety and usability, with new content to drive, user interface and performance improvements, and the aim of being a foundation for what will come next. So there's a lot to unpack here, because this is literally game-changing to a lot of you that wanted a deep career that was somewhat promised during the early stages of the early access and before it. Because of the original comms, a lot of the idea that people got, and I could understand why, and I had a bit of the same thing, Assetto Corsa EVO seemed to be some sort of Gran Turismo on the PC, but with more authentic driving and more authentic simulation. So removing the economy aspect of it, some of the things that were originally thought of, or at least spoken about, the free roam will also disappear, because there was some sort of missions to be done during the free roam, and then you would deliver stuff from A point A to point B, and then you would get some sort of XP or some sort of credits to then unlock new cars. Therefore, the original idea that was put through on the early access of the game, you know, Gran Turismo-like economy or some sort of the same thing with missions, completely disappears, and the game will now try to be more focused. It's really sad to see, because having that Gran Turismo experience would be something new for PC-based games, and we don't have something like that. And I'm also kind of curious when they mention a few of the things in the list, namely competitive features and special events based on leaderboards and time-based challenges. What I can say about special events based on leaderboards and time-based challenges, I've been around in Assetto Corsa Competizione for a while, and in my opinion, at least from what I've experienced, they weren't popular at all. These weren't popular features at all. They were just there. They never did anything with them. They never associated, for example, the likes of SRO with those special events. It was basically a dud there. You could argue that you're going to have EVO in terms of format, a little bit different, but more compared to Assetto Corsa Competizione. And for a lot of people, that might not be the reason why they got into Assetto Corsa EVO or got it from the start. So I'm not sure how this is going to be, because it's a main feature. It's a main selling feature. It's something that I was hugely interested in. And checking out their official Assetto Corsa Discord server, there's words like buzzkill, this is why I paid it for, and then the original vision becomes watered down into a more agreeable or a more common version of what we have sims in everywhere else, like it could be Automobilista 2, R Factor 2, or Project Cars, even though Project Cars was actually pretty decent in terms of the career mode. So if there isn't anything that makes it different and the free roam ends up being just a map, and you do have modding, they were talking about modding, but if the modding isn't at the same level, it can be considered. This is another generic sim racing game. The original scope of Assetto Corsa EVO likely wasn't sustainable to bring a new, totally overhauled game with a new engine that had, from the start, lots of issues with terms of performance, and then you want to scale it to consoles, you want to scale it with the free roam, which will be a huge map, and probably it's spending time in career. This would be, I think, the logic from Kunos wouldn't make a lot of sense when you have other things that are more important and easier wins. What I can say about this, and this is my personal opinion, you can have your own, go leave it in the comments, is that at a certain point, talking about driving or deeper racing or simulation systems, for me it doesn't matter at all, because all sim racing titles do it to a very good degree of fidelity, and they need to be tweaked rather than to revolutionize the wheel. So for a new product to come in, it needs to have something that is new, something that is worthwhile, something that changes from everything else. However, I want to hear from you, because these are actually game-changing news. These are huge news for Assetto Corsa EVO. Let me know in the comments what you think about this.